We're going to get started here. Talking about immune system function today. Most people think that during the winter season, flu season, that's whenever you need to keep your immune system up. But I noticed a lot growing up. I got sick in the summer, so it's important really to keep your immune system up all year long. So that's why I chose to speak about this today, just as a little reminder that you need to keep your immune system up all year long. What your immune system does, it keeps out invaders. It's the first line of defense for microorganisms like bacteria, parasites, fungi and viruses, all kinds of things that bring you down. So when your immune system's weakened, some things that can happen: recurrent colds, fever, flu, runny nose, and that's never fun to have in the summer. You want to be outside, you want to be active, so you really don't want things to be bringing you down in the summer. Things like allergies, asthma, those can be worsened if your immune system isn't up to par. Also, autoimmune disorders, inflammatory bowel disease, and especially things like cancer that, you're going to have the lowest immune system possible, so you really want to try and build your immune system up. What your immune system is pretty much made up of is your white blood cells. So if you go to the doctor and get your blood taken and you see that your white blood cell count is low and you wonder what that is, it's pretty much your immune system, your antibodies, your lymphatic system, even your bone marrow, in with your blood, the spleen, thymus, and even your hormones can be thrown off if your immune system isn't balanced. So we're going to look at the diet for immune health. If you see in the Immune Solutions brochure, there's a diet guide to follow on the back. Just kind of gives you some, if it might not be obvious to you, there's going to be some diets to follow, some food guidelines. Obviously, first and foremost are going to be vegetables. You want to have a variety of vegetables. You want to have, preferably fresh vegetables, which now, when it's easy to keep your immune system up with these, by your diet, if you go to local farmers and get foods from there, that's when it's more easily available. So it's going to be, easier to get your diet up. Raw, steamed, any type of vegetables really are good to have, but you won't prefer fresh when possible. Fruit goes along with vegetables. Same thing with that. Local farmers market is a great place to get them. So the type of starches that you're going to want to have: whole grains, 100% whole grain. If you need to have gluten-free, even if you don't have issues with gluten, I really don't have a sensitivity to gluten, but I feel better when I have gluten-free. Sometimes I choose gluten-free options and I notice I don't feel as weighed down or tired even after eating gluten-free. So that's something that kind of works in with your immune system. So if you choose gluten-free, that can help. High fiber gets that'll kind of help get bad bacteria out of your body quicker if you're eating a diet high in fiber. And more natural options, foods that are less processed, like quinoa, rice, oats, yams, potatoes, things like that. Nuts and seeds are always good. And if you use a sweetener, if you need something to be sweet, you want to use a natural sweetener like stevia, which is a leaf, brown rice syrup. Honey can be used as a good sweetener, agave, or natural syrup. If you're eating meat, you want to eat organic meat or free-range, beef-fed, grass-fed beef, things like that. If you're eating fish, you want it to be wild, not the fish that has artificial coloring, things like that. You want to stay away from. For milk and dairy, since most people have issues with it, you can choose rice, almond, coconut, hemp milk. There's so many options or alternatives to dairy, but if you do have dairy and you can't tolerate that, that's one thing that you want to have: organic milk. And you don't want to forget good fats. everyone thinks fats are bad. Years ago, there was a fat-free diet, which turned everyone into what? Turned everyone to sugars. So everyone tried to avoid fats, and then that's when the sugar came about. So things like avocados, coconut, things like that that are going to have your good fats, those are the kind you want. For beverages, obviously water is your best nutrient. You can try teas, things like that. You really want to stay away from soda, especially diet soda that has the artificial sugar. And spices are good. Condiments usually have a lot of sugar in them, so you got to be careful and watch your condiments. But spices are good, especially garlic. That's going to help boost your immune system. Lifestyle choices, can't forget about a balanced lifestyle. Today someone jokingly asked if there was a pill for lazy. There's not. You gotta get your exercise in, you gotta reduce your stress, a little bit of yoga. That's actually what we were talking about. She said, if I forget to do my yoga, do you have a pill for that? So it's important to, get the things in that help you do your yoga, meditation, whatever it is for you. Prayer, stress reduction, exercise. It's going to work its way in for you in more than one way. So if we look at the products that are going to help boost your immune system, first we have Immunomax. It has 5 key nutrients, DMG, the dimethylglycine. It has a U.S. patent on it, so there's tons and hundreds of studies done on it. The Larix, which come from the larch tree, beta-1,3-glucan, PD fraction, mushroom extract, and olive leaf, which is also known to boost the immune system. So we look at the dimethylglycine. What that does is acts as a methyl donor, which basically just supports your immune system, your brain function, and your liver detoxification, which is good to make sure you're always detoxing and getting rid of anything that gets into your body that you don't want. Like I mentioned before, it has a U.S. patent, and it's a trademarked ingredient. There's been a lot of studies done, one in particular by Dr. Roger Kendall. He has a lot of popular studies. Again, with the DMG, it's a natural amino acid produced in the body, and also in some foods that animals eat. So if you are what you eats. So you want to make sure that the food that you're eating, if you eat animals, is eating good things. It can also help with energy or oxygen utilization, methylation, again, detoxification, and your immune function, along with many other things. It's proven, the research and patent is for its anti-tumor properties. It's helped with skin cancer. There's been U.S. studies done. That's how it's got the U.S. patent to actually cure melanoma. The studies are done to show that it's anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacterial, and antifungal, which, like I said on the first screen, those are the types of things that are going to bring your immune system down. The Larix, it's very, what it does is activates the immune stimulating parts of echinacea. So there's parts of that in that. The Larix species have gained popularity because of their ability to enhance the immune system. So that's another thing that's being studied now because it's been shown and it's been around for years now that it's helping to enhance the immune system. And what that comes from is the 1,6 beta-D-galactocan type, which will bring us to the beta-1,3-glucan later. So the Larix increases the number of immune cells present in the bloodstream that can help with the white blood cells that we talked about before, supports natural killer cell activity, and promotes macrophage activation. It inhibits unhealthy cells and so they won't replicate and you won't get sicker if you have any unhealthy cells. And it blocks bacteria and cell viruses from attaching to cell membranes before preventing the invasion into the cell. So even if you have some bad bacteria in you, it can help stop it from spreading and getting into more cells. The beta-1,3-glucan has the immune stimulating properties and acts as a powerful free radical scavenger, also a great antioxidant. Again, helps to clear away debris, and it's also a natural killer, helps with your natural killer cells, as well as B lymphocytes and T lymphocyte cells. The PD fraction mushroom extract, which also has a patent. It consists of highly standardized and purified beta-glucans, 1,6 and 1,3, which is just the different forms of beta-glucans. It's the most potent immune-enhancing benefits of any oral administered mushroom extract due to the complexity of its structure. So it has a very complex structure that's going to help and have many immune-enhancing benefits. And it's been proven in studies to help with apoptosis and cell death. So it helps keep your cells alive. It's going to help keep the good cells alive and replicate the good cells, and also stop the unhealthy cells from spreading. So those are the key ingredients in Immunimax, again with the olive leaf extract, but that's more of a basic ingredient. So we do have it in capsules in the chewable form. The chewable form is a little bit more readily activated, so you can get quicker results from the chewables. We call this the natural flu shot. Instead of getting a flu shot, we take one a day as prevention. Most people say, people ask me how I stay healthy all year long. It's because I take one Immunimax a day. And then if you do get sick, you're not going to be as sick as anyone else who isn't taking this who gets sick. I got sick once in the year that I've been working here, and I wasn't that sick. I didn't miss any work. I was able to keep up on everything that I needed to. And what I did is I just went up to the therapeutic support. I took about 5 a day, just on the few days that I felt the worst. But my worst wasn't even that bad, so I could really give thanks to Immunimax for that. And there's different dosing for more chronic. There's more chronic doses, but we typically recommend 1 a day for prevention. Another thing to help with the immune system is vitamin D. Now we're seeing a lot more of it with the sun out. We're getting some more natural vitamin D, but in the winter it's hard. So we do have vitamin D, 1,000, 5,000, and 10,000. And our vitamin D, just with our location, latitude, a lot of people are in this area. Autoimmune disorders are a lot higher since we're a lot further from the equator. So it's really important that you're taking vitamin D. The level that your vitamin D should be at is, doctors say if you're at 30, that's all right, but we like it to be 50 to 70, closer to 100. We had a doctor do a study, and he said that none of his cancer patients have ever had vitamin D levels over 70. So if your vitamin D levels are going to be up, your immune system's going to be boosted, and it's going to be harder for, autoimmune diseases or cancer, things like that to happen to you. So vitamin C, that's something everyone's familiar with. They start to get a cold, I should take my vitamin C. We obviously want to recommend it with the Immunimax, taking 1 a day for prevention. We have the Cherry Chews, great flavor, or also the Ester C Plus in capsules. Those are going to help form the red blood cells, so the Immunimax is going to be more white blood cells, but it's also good to keep your red blood cells up. Provides antioxidant protection against free radicals, and it supports the immune system, and also another bonus, it helps maintain collagen. So that's just a bonus there. Air Max, formulated for respiratory and nasal functions. So if you're someone who has allergies, asthma, you're allergic to like any types of foods or any environmental things, cats, pollen, things like that. If you have any symptoms with itchy eyes, skin, runny nose, you get red or splotchy skin, some people's ears swell up, the Air Max will help. Generally, we've seen results within a half hour of taking it. Some people say like, oh, I can breathe again. So the Air Max in the chewable form gives really quick results. The Air Max tablets are also great too. So kind of to wrap it up, vitamin D3, 20,000 IUs a day is going to be a good starter. Starting loading dose. S or C or cherry chews, vitamin D, typically 1 a day for prevention. You can go up higher if you do get sick. Zinc lozenges is something, I always take those just for prevention, but they do help with a sore throat. Or also, if you're not doing, or if you're doing the Immunimax and you want something a little bit heavier, you can try the immune tincture, herbal tincture that will help boost the immune system. So again, if you look in your immune solutions brochure, on the back you'll see that it points out the activity. You know, there's no thing for there's no lazy pill. You want to get your exercise in and keep your strength up. Sleep is also very important. You eat for about 5 hours or an hour a week, exercise for about 5, and you sleep for about 50 hours a week. So sleeping is definitely something you don't want to cut back on. And then you'll see the supplements that we discussed: Immunimax, vitamin D, vitamin C, and Air Max for those who have allergies. And this is kind of broken down in 2 things. We have immune solutions and advanced immune. The immune solutions are going to be more basic for just, preventing the common cold. The advanced immune solutions are going to be more for chronic conditions, people who may have cancer, autoimmune diseases. It all goes back to the immune system. So these are some things that are going to help give you some good pointers and get you pointed in the right direction. And then again, the food that we discussed before. So take your Immunimax 1 a day, and that'll be your natural flu shot. Any questions? Thank you.